hitter Jed Lowry. J.D. Martinez makes his first appearance in the series. Carlos Lee will bat cleanup. Brian Bogusevic in right field. Chris Johnson back at third base today. Jason Castro behind the plate. Marwin Gonzalez makes his first start as switch hitting infielder. And Wandy Rodriguez does the pitching and bats ninth against the veteran 35-year-old A.J. Burnett.
We'll take a look at A.J.'s numbers up on the board. The ERA has gotten away from him because of that game that he had in St. Louis, but still early in the season, so he'll be able to work that down. I think it was up in the 8s before last game, so maybe he can get it now down into the 5s or so, and where it should be, probably, well, we're hoping maybe into the mid 3s. That would be nice.
Got as high as 804 after that game with St. Louis, but again dropped down to 608. Defensively, starting in the outfield, Jose Tabata makes another start in left field today. Andrew McCutchen in center, and Jamaica Navarro is in right. Alvarez at third. Josh Harrison, the shortstop today. Ron Barajas completes the battery. His longtime battery mate, A.J. Burnett. So Harrison getting a spot start today for Clint Barmas at shortstop.
Barmas is still struggling with that bat. Trying to find his stroke and get to where he has been basically his whole career. A pretty solid hitter, but not there yet. So have the day off. This offense that the Pirates have had has been just up and down this homestand. And, 2 nights ago it was non-existent. Threw away a lot of big opportunities, and then last night, first 2 hitters of the game, they'd already put a run up on the board. So you just don't know what to expect, from our hitters day after day. And you just continue to look for the consistency. We're trying, Clint, he's throwing all these different lineups out there, trying to get the hot hitters. And Tabata has gotten hot of late. He's been leading off almost every game now for a while.
10 straight now.
So it's just trying to find that combination that'll give this club some kind of a consistent offense to where you're going to get 4 runs on a certain day, certain evening. As the pitching staff for sure knows what to do with those runs. They've proven that.
So finally, after a bit of a delay, ready for the game's first pitch. A.J. Burnett to the speedy center fielder Jordan Schaefer. And now we're underway. It's strike 1. .62 degrees at the start of this one. Lights are on here this afternoon. And the 0-1 pitch. Strike 2. Schaefer aggressive here, and is it back? 261 the average. He has a pair of home runs. Schaefer started with the Atlanta Braves, was part of the back end of the Michael Bourne deal last year. Now has solidified his spot as the everyday center fielder for the Astros.
He's certainly given them some very good defense in this series. Got some fine catches in center field.
The catch he made on Walker's hit last night. Walker drilled one deep to a slight left center.
Playing in their home ballpark, that's something that you absolutely have to have as a much better than average center fielder.
1-2 fouled off.
Got to be the biggest center field in baseball.
It's huge. Plus you have a hill to contend with in center field in Houston. So not only is it the deepest center field in baseball, you've got to climb a hill sometimes.
You put a club together, sometimes you have to cut some corners and make some concessions. Well, defense in center field is not a concession that the Astros can afford to make. They've got to have somebody out there that can really go get the baseball.
1-2 to Schaefer. Schaefer was 2 out of 4 last night with a double. This one hit well to center field. But McCutchen there with room in front of the track. And there is one gone for the Astros to start the ball game. Here's Jed Lowry. Lowry, former member of the Boston Red Sox. Very good defensive shortstop. Lowry, a switch hitter.
Certainly gotten off to a good start with the offense. Close to 300 with 4 home runs.
Lowry was 1 for 4 in last night's game. He's hit in 3 straight for the Astros. He takes a strike. Well, what is it that Burnett needs to do to get the upper hand on this Houston team today?
Well, I think it doesn't matter who he's playing. He has to have command of his breaking ball. He throws that for strikes, and from what I've seen in the short time that he's been a Pirate, he's going to have a good game.
Popped up to shallow center this time. Harrison out, but McCutchen calls him off. 2 gone.
Burnett, he still has a very good fastball, but maybe not that overpowering one that he used to have. So he has to have command with that breaking ball to get him off sitting on his heater.
Rod Barajas, teammates in Toronto. They have spent a lot of time together. There's the battery. They had great success in Toronto with the Blue Jays in those days. 2 down, and here's J.D. Martinez. That's ball 1. Martinez, a .230 hitter. Martinez had a pretty good month of April. 19 runs batted in over 22 games in April. Foul tip for a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, that definitely is a nice RBI total for 1 month.
Well, Martinez has not started a game in left field since the 8th of May.
And Maxwell's been out there the last 2 days.
Yeah. Martinez actually hit the first regular season home run at Marlins Park on the 13th of April, where we will be tomorrow. First trip into the new Marlins Park. 1-2 pitch. Got him. 1, 2, 3 go the Astros in the top of the first, and the Pirates coming to the plate on Mother's Day. Here at PNC Park. Nothing like a hot dog at the game, Bob.
That's baseball, isn't it?
Let's take a look at the lineup brought to you by Toyota. See Tabata leading off for the 10th straight game. Last 4 games hitting .375 with a pair of triples. Had those in back-to-back games. He has scored 4 times. Navarro batting in between McGee and Barajas. Harrison hitting 8th, and Burnett bats 9th against left-hander Wandy Rodriguez. A strike called to Jose Tabata.
Rodriguez off to another good start. He's definitely one of the most underrated, I think, maybe underappreciated pitchers that we face year after year. at least against us. He's always very tough.
Drive it in the air to right field to Bogusevic, and there is one out. Defensively, just saw Bogusevic make the catch in right. Jordan Schaefer is in center field, and J.D. Martinez in left field today. Chris Johnson at third, Lowry at short. Marwin Gonzalez plays for Jose Altuve today, and Jason Castro behind the plate catching the lefty. Castro missed all of last season. So a knee injury. And back this year and healthy and ready to go. Wandy Rodriguez, 33 years old. He is from the same hometown that Brad Lincoln hails from right now. That's Pearland, Texas, south of the city of Houston, but originally born in Santiago Rodriguez in the Dominican Republic. Pitch to Walker. 1 ball and 1 strike. Must be the shoes. Pink spikes. He's wearing the pink spikes. And I know that Josh Harrison is also wearing the pink spikes today. Breaking ball in for a strike. Well, 1-2 to Walker. Now the count even. I'm sorry, to stay 1-2. Beg your pardon. Neil looking. Go ahead.
I was going to say Rodriguez early on here. You see one of the things that makes him tough. He works both sides of the plate with his off-speed pitches. Now a lot of guys don't move their fastball in and out, but Wandy throwing his off-speed pitches away and then bringing them back in to a right-hand hitter, which is even another little bit of a difference. Go with the back door, and then he'll try and throw the slider back foot. Go for a strikeout. Kind of sneaky fast to get up there in the low 90s.
Rodriguez throws a cutter that he learned from Andy Pettit, who was then a teammate. Pettit pitching today for the Yankees for the first time against the Mariners. And a Walker to left field. And Neal going to turn first and head for second. Martinez throw not in time, and a head first slide by Neal, and a 1-out double.
And when you're going to come inside with a fastball, you want to kind of elevate it a little bit, get the ball up by the hands. It's tougher to get the head of the bat to it, but when you keep it down, now you get that golf swing type deal going for the hitter, and that way you can get the head of the bat to the baseball and still keep it fair.
Well, it's fast in those pink cleats. The Walker in scoring position in the bottom of the first now for Andrew McCutchen, who's been red hot this week.
They tried to pitch him away. They're going to do it again here, it looks like. Making an attempt.
McCutchen will hit this one down into the corner. That's going to score Walker. McCutchen will pull in with an RBI double. It's 1-0 Bucks.
Well, they tried that yesterday going away from him, and he was just wearing them out. And normally he does like that ball inside. That he is a pull hitter most of the time. He's got real good hip rotation, almost kind of a violent hip rotation. Tried to throw away, just didn't get the ball out there, as you can see by the strike zone. That one was right down the middle.
McCutchen now hitting .469 against left-handed pitching this year.
Yeah, good with the offense too, getting out to that quick lead in the first inning. Nice sign.
13th RBI of the year for McCutchen. Pirates on the board first. And Pedro pulls this one foul. Alvarez snapped an 0 for 22 skid last night when he hit an opposite field double in the 6th inning. It was his first hit since being elevated to the cleanup spot. AJ's got to like going back out there with a lead in the second.
He'd like one more. That'd even be better. Just one out, man in scoring position. Get him home.
One out and one on, and Pedro looking at Wandy Rodriguez. Rodriguez will step back, look at second base.
He almost fell toward home plate. Not a real strong spin move.
And the breaking pitch in for a strike. So Alvarez, 1 ball, 2 strike count. Trying to deliver McCutchen home. Back-to-back doubles, Walker and McCutchen in a 1-0 lead. Rodriguez checks McCutchen, out comes home, and Pedro strikes out on a breaking ball. The ball just darts down and away from the left-handed hitter.
Definitely an excellent location for that breaking ball. That will strike out a lot of left-hand hitters. But now there's a right-hand hitter up there. So maybe we can get that 2-out RBI.
Well, Nolan McGee wants a hit right now. And pink bat or not, Casey's still got that pine tar all over it. Pine tar up high on his bat always.
Pretty much a trademark. He likes to have that pine tar. And some guys they have to have that sticky feeling on their gloves. They just don't feel right without it.
1 ball, 1 strike to Casey.
So if you get that pine tar all around the middle of the bat, there's somewhere to reload your gloves all the time. In the old days, they let you go back to the holler at the guy on deck to throw you the pine tar rag. You get a little extra. That you can't do that anymore with the speed up rules. So guys will keep that pine tar in the middle of the bat or even on their hat. Some guys will do it on the helmet.
Pitch is low, 2-1 now.
Biggio, he used to have like about a 1.5 inches of pine tar up on top of his helmet. Second baseman of the Astros. He was going up there with his hand just about every other pitch.
Watch out, Nick. Almost got Nick Leyva, third base coach. Nick's all right. A little shaken up. Cat-like reflexes. He hasn't lost a step.
Well, he really elevated there, didn't he? Way up.
2-2's inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, Nick Leyva's got a good vertical leap. Nick was a skipper at one point of the Phillies. Broke in as a major league coach with the Cardinals in '85. So full count, 2 outs. McCutchen at second. Rodriguez getting set to deliver to Casey McGee. Long look in by Wandy. And time is called by Casey. Rodriguez struck out his 1,000th hitter last year on the 21st of September in Cincinnati. It was Joey Votto. And there's ball 4, and McGee draws the 2-out walk. Also against Cincinnati on the 2nd of August last year, passed Bob Nepper in Astros franchise history with his 947th strikeout. Became the all-time left-handed strikeout leader with the Astros.
Well, throughout their career, they've had some outstanding pitching, that's for sure. That's kind of a hallmark of the Astro franchise.
Maritza Perez wants Jamaica to get a hit.
Back to the days of Durker, J.R. Richard. times. The old Astrodome was a great pitching ballpark, long way to hit a home run.
Having a blast at the park today. Well, Navarro, interesting story, starting his second game in a row in right field. We've been seeing him take early work with a first baseman's mitt on. And in spring training, really saw him start as a third baseman and a shortstop, then out in the outfield and left field. Really has become the super utility player that Clint Hurdle has wanted to utilize. 2 on, 2 out, 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-1.
Rodriguez just kind of nipping here and there, not being real aggressive. Once he got through Alvarez, very careful to Casey, and not exactly pounding the strike zone with Navarro up there.
2-1 is in the air to right center field. Bogusevic there to make the catch. Pirates get a run on 2 hits, leave 2. After 1 full, it's the Pirates 1, Astros 0. Club presented by Number One Cochrane. Membership in the club gets kids 14 and under a variety of perks all year long, including autograph sessions, complimentary tickets, and more. There are 2 membership options: the exclusive gold membership and the no-charge silver membership. To join or to see the full list of membership benefits, visit pirates.com/buckaroos. Good day to say hi, Mom. Point it to the smaller of the 2 cameras that were focused on him. That's the hammer, Joel Hanrahan, 52.
Flames coming off that baseball.
So Burnett here to start against Carlos Lee in the top half of the second inning with a 1-0 lead.
Hoping for a 2-run lead, but get that last one home. So we'll do with the 1. It's all right, isn't it? Can't be picky.
One's better than none. And the pitch to Lee. Missed on the outer half. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lee's got a .304 average against right-handed pitching this season. Hitting .243 so far in the month of May. 1-2. He's also been one of the tougher guys in the league to strike out. He had 55 straight plate appearances without a strikeout, but Wednesday in Miami struck out in the 6th inning. That ended that. Pretty good looking breaking ball there, backed him up. Lee also struck out in game 1 in the 7th inning here. James McDonald got him.
You look at him up there and you think, oh, prototypical, slugger. But he's not like that.
Walker with a play in center field. Throws him out.
He'll take the ball the other way, and he's just a pretty good hitter.
A nice play by Walker.
That's why he cuts down on those strikeouts. He does things like this. He'll try and shoot the ball right back through the middle. He's not always just up there swinging for the fences. He's not a speedster, though. So if you get to the ball, you got time, like Walker did. Set his feet, make that good throw.
Yeah, that's knowing who the base runner is right there. Neil took his time. So Bogusevic, the right fielder, stands in for the first time today. Takes up high, ball one. Bogusevic was 2 out of 4 last night and 1 for 3 in game 1. So 3 hits in the series so far. As the drizzle continues to fall over PNC Park this afternoon. 1-0 pitch. 2 balls and no strikes. What's the main issue pitching in conditions where it's a little moist?
Just footing is all.
Footing?
Not the baseball. Especially now, you get a new baseball about every couple pitches. But the footing is always a problem. Your cleats, they'll start getting clogged up with mud. And then it's just like you got regular shoes on then. You get that plant foot stuck out there. Or actually not stuck. It hits and moves, and that throws your release point off.
2 strikes now to Bogusevic.
But I think we're a long way from that. It's going to have to really get wet and sloppy before that happens. Watch where that front foot hits. See how it just sticks and moves because the cleats are digging into the clay. Well, those cleats, they fill up, and then it's just wet clay on wet clay, and you get a little slide action.
Well hit to center. McCutchen on the run. And there are 2 men down. Andrew got a good break back on that ball. 3 flyouts to center field so far. Of the 5 men that have come up for Houston, 3 of them have flied out to McCutchen.
If they're going to hit it in the air, that's the direction you want them to go. Use the big part of the park.
Chris Johnson, 304 hitter. Johnson having a good start to the month of May. 11 out of 29 this month. 4 home runs, 11 runs batted in. He's tied for 4th in the National League in RBIs for the month. 1 ball and 1 strike. On the 5th against the St. Louis Cardinals, Johnson hit his first career grand slam. So he's starting to come into his own offensively. He's always been a good prospect offensively.
Well, if he really becomes a star, he'll change his name to Vente Trace?
Vente Trace?
Yeah.
When you're a star, you can call yourself whatever you want. Just missed the outside, and it's 3-1.
It's pretty solid right there.
3-1 pitch to Johnson. Strike 2, and Johnson had to throw it into reverse quickly.
Yeah, this field is in tremendous condition all the time. Brown's crew does a great job. Yeah, no doubt about that pitch right there.
And now the payoff from AJ. Bouncer to Walker. And AJ Burnett has set down the first 6 Houston Astros he has faced this afternoon. Pirates as we go to the bottom of the second inning. And don't sleep on the Buccos. So for the Pirates, it'll be Rod Barajas leading things off here against Wandy Rodriguez. Josh Harrison on deck. Here's the pitch. And that's low for a ball. Eva's proud of Rod, who's made a pretty nice living for a long time playing Major League Baseball. And of course, in the Barajas family, it's always Mother's Day. His wife Stacy and Rod, 7 children, celebrating the birth of their 7th this spring training. Johnson lays out for it and gets Barajas. Good play by Chris Johnson.
I remember last time we talked when Walker made that play that you got to know who's running so that you don't rush into a mistake. Barajas, not the fastest guy on the Pirates. But Johnson got up. He got his body turned all the way around toward first base. Got his feet planted firmly and made a nice, accurate, strong throw.
1 out. And the batter is Josh Harrison.
What we saw with Alvarez last night make some really quick off balance throws that weren't on target over at first base. One went for an error. A couple other ones were cleaned up nicely by McGee. Made some great catches, but you know there's times where you have no choice. You have to make an off balance throw with your body all contorted. Take a shot at maybe getting out, or maybe it's going to be an error, but you got to do it. But if you know you got a slower runner, you can take that extra blink of an eye to make sure you get the right grip, make sure your feet are planted underneath you so you don't make an errant throw. It's so easy to do from all the way over to third.
Harrison is out, thrown out by Marwin Gonzalez. Root Sports paying homage to Little League Baseball during our June 10th telecast, and we're looking for some local teams or stories to feature on air. Now, if you have a great Little League story or a team you'd like us to pay tribute to on June 10th, please visit rootsports.com to submit your information. That'll be a lot of fun that day.
A lot of Little Leaguers, I'm sure, here this afternoon.
I asked Steve the other night the name of his Little League team. He said the Giants. And what was yours?
I played for the Pirates.
Played for the Pirates. You signed early. Yeah. Non-drafted free agent at age 9, 10.
Played for the Pirates from I think 9 until 15.
Really?
Yeah, went to Babe after 12. We went to Babe Ruth League.
And you were the same team?
Pirates.
Count is 3-1 to the pitcher, A.J. Burnett.
Nobody in California knew that we were supposed to be black and gold, though. I think we wore blue hats or something like that.
The Blue Pirates.
You know how Little League is. Everybody, back then you wore the same uniform. The only way you could tell them the difference was a different color hat.
Yeah. Well, I was the Maroon Dodgers.
The Maroons. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
There's the Green Parrot. And AJ strikes out, and Rodriguez gets the Pirates in order into second. On to the third. Bucks leading 1-0.
celebrate the day with our mom or with our wife. You know, Mother's Day is pretty important because, especially with all the love and support you get to do and play in this game, you know, it takes a lot more than just us being here. There's a good support system at home, and fortunately for me and many of these guys, we do have that.
Jason Grilli, life as a ball player is not always easy on Mother's Day. It's a 1-0 Pirates lead as we go to the top half of the third. So happy Mother's Day to my mom, Sheila, watching in Nashua, New Hampshire today. My wife, Barb, who's in the ballpark today with the boys. Look at that.
I always like the little deals hanging from the, every now and then they actually even play with them. But I think most of the time they're just decoration.
There's a great memory being made right there. Jason Castro will start for the Astros in the third. A.J. Burnett has retired 6 straight. This one fouled off. Castro, 221 hitter. Still looking for his first round tripper. 7 runs batted in. And now the 0-1 from Burnett. Strike 2. The pink bats this year look like they're a much more deeper shade of pink than they have been in the past. Been a lot lighter in the past, but almost a hot pink.
Maybe the maple absorbs the paint different.
Is that right?
I don't know.
Is that your theory? Well, the pink bats and the wristbands and the necklaces and cleats today. 0-2 pitch. That was in the dirt. All of that to raise awareness of breast cancer in the interest of prevention, treatment, and a cure. Burnett's 1-2 to Castro. That's 2-2.
Nice breaking pitch that Castro said no to. That's the kind you throw that you wonder why didn't I get a swing and a miss or even a swing and a foul ball, something. He put that right where he wanted to, brought that down toward the back foot.
That's down for a hit. So Castro, first hit for Houston today. And the Astros with a base runner. Roster move made prior to the game as Joel Hanrahan back off the bereavement list activated, and he is available today. Daniel McCutchen, who was brought up from AAA Indianapolis, didn't pitch, didn't warm up on the bullpen, but hurt himself in batting practice yesterday. Placed on the disabled list with a strained left oblique. Taking some pitcher's BP, and it doesn't happen very often. But the fraction of time that he spent in the cage ended up hurting himself, so he has now been placed on the disabled list. There's a ground ball. McGee's got it, goes to second for 1. The return, Burnett there. That's a double play. 3-6 won the hard way.
Boy, McGee looked pretty good over first base on defense. He has really adjusted well to this other side of the diamond. You get a ground ball like that, it should be a double play, but the first baseman has to make that crucial first throw on the money and do it in a fairly quick fashion. And Casey certainly did that. And of course, the other hard part of that, this whole play, is now you get the pitcher coming over, and the timing has to be perfect. The ball getting there when he gets to the bag and turns around. Not an easy play for anybody. Well executed.
He really has done a good job defensively at first base. And it seems like he's more and more comfortable every day over there. 0-2 to Wandy Rodriguez.
And that's that back foot breaking ball that you expect to get. Well, you know you're going to get it when a pitcher's hitting, but you expect even the regular hitters to take a swing at one of those, especially when they're sitting with 2 strikes and they're being defensive to begin with.
Strike 3, second strikeout of the game for Burnett. He's faced the minimum through the first 3. The 3rd inning here at PNC Park on a Kids Day Sunday. It's Mother's Day. Glad you're along for the ride. You can follow the Pirates with the MLB.com @BAT app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text it back to 31826 or visit Pirates.com for details. Great shots of the kids today all around the ballpark. Next generation of Pirates fans. These guys are going to see him win. Well, stepping in the batter's box now is HOU AT PIT as the Pirates get back to the top of the order. Andy Rodriguez set to deliver. Here's the pitch. Strike called to Jose. Flying to right field his first time up. To the side, Talbot. Happy her son. Doing well in the big leagues, but what a play by Lowry. And a bang play at first. Jose thought he beat it out. And Clint Hurdle's going to come out and argue this one.
Yeah, that ball about knocked Lowry in the left field, didn't it?
That was a bullet hit down.
Put him back on the grass.
Mike Estabrook, the first base umpire, is going to get an earful right now from Clint. But Estabrook with a preemptive strike started talking before Clint could open his mouth.
Yeah, everybody's got their own style, so maybe that's his style when someone comes out to go first, take the initiative.
I think Clint's argument is that he is saying that Jose beat the throw to first base and should be safe. Had nothing to do with anything else except the fact that he beat the throw, but Estabrook didn't agree, and there's one out.
Certainly awfully close.
You know, if that ball's not in the dirt, it's much easier to call.
I think he was out though.
Maybe by a whisker.
It was absolutely, maybe the foot might have been 1.5 inches off the bag, but I think as what usually happens, the umpires get it right. It always amazes me when you see those plays, and even in slow motion, you're not sure.
Marwin Gonzalez throws out Neil Walker, 2 away. Let's take a peek at our AGH injury update. Bad news for the Washington Nationals. Wilson Ramos torn ACL in his right knee. He's on the DL, but he'll be out a lot longer than 15 days. Yoenis Cespedes of the A's, the Cuban defector, strained a muscle in his left hand during batting practice in the cage. And Scott Rowland out for the Reds with a strained left shoulder. McCutchen takes one at the knees for a strike. Andrew, a double and a run batted in the first inning. 4 for 4 last night. And this is going to be a tough play for Lowry. Throw. Gets there. McCutchen can't believe it. Wow. 2 bang-bang plays at first base this inning, and that one looked even closer than the Tabata play.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I thought that was closer to, you know, the play is definitely more difficult. Oh,
man. That was close. It's a close game. 1-0. The tougher test may have been the last one. McCutchen's play at first base. Jed Lowry was first among National League shortstops in fielding percentage. Made this strong throw.
Watch the ball hit the glove, and the foot is just at 2 inches from the bag, maybe. I mean, both of those plays, that's about how Tabata's was, I believe. And so, tip your hat to Estabrook.
That's a hard thing to do, and he did it right twice in a row. Jordan Schaefer, top of the order, lifts this one in the air to left field, backing up on it. Tabata will make the catch for out number 1. Let's take a look at our AT&T Mobility trivia question. And today's question has to do with the color pink. And, of course, Mother's Day. And what year did Major League Baseball begin the tradition of using pink bats on Mother's Day to raise awareness for breast cancer? Wasn't all that long ago, relatively speaking. I say it was somewhere in the mid-2000s, perhaps, but we'll get an exact answer in a little bit. Now Jed Lowry takes a ball. Lowry came up with the Red Sox, had spent time in Boston before coming over to the Astros. Pretty good defensive shortstop, as we've seen. Strike is called. Lowry made his debut in the big leagues in 08 with Boston. Appeared in 81 games there. Only 32 the next year in 09. Right to McGee. Glove save. 2 men out. Casey McGee's been playing some pretty good defense.
He is turning into an excellent defensive first baseman. And, you know, he's just going to get better as the season goes along. The more he gets to play at first base, he'll start anticipating things that right now he still hasn't even thought of.
2 down. Here's J.D. Martinez. Martinez struck out swinging his first time. And did he offer?
It'll be interesting right side of the infield for the Pirates if McGee starts playing over there with any type of regularity. Because, you know, Walker, he spent most of his baseball life somewhere other than second base for sure. And McGee the same. But they're both excelling defensively where they're at now.
Prior to this year, McGee had made just 11 appearances at first base. But today, making his 16th start there. He's made 2 starts at third for the Pirates this season.
Well, being with the Brewers with having Fielder, nobody's going to get very many opportunities to play first base. He plays every single day, and he's got that huge bat. You want to sit him down. So you can understand why he didn't get any opportunities with the Brewers. And they needed a third baseman. That's where Braun had started out his career. And that didn't work out. They quickly got him out of the infield.
2-2 to J.D. Martinez, the left fielder. 5 of his last 8 at bats, he's gone down swinging. Not this time as he grounds to Alvarez. Pedro with a strong throw gets him. Another 1-2-3 inning in the 4th for A.J. Burnett. He's mowing him down here this afternoon. She's got to be a really good mom and a great Pirates fan to let the kids make a sign like that.
No, they come to the ball game today and wear yellow plastic. You got to be a good mom.
Or blue plastic.
Or blue, whatever kind of plastic you can find right now. It's pretty drizzly out. Everybody's going to get a little wet.
Pedro Alvarez, 0-1. He struck out swinging in the first. He starts off the bottom of the fourth and takes a strike, 0-2.
The water starting to drip off the top of the dugout. Just a very light drizzle, just enough to kind of make it irritating. I think it's still way too light to have any effect on the playing surface at this point.
Alvarez, a rocket to center field. Leadoff single for El Toro. Our AT&T Mobility trivia question. We asked it to you in the top of the fourth. And in what year did Major League Baseball begin the tradition of using pink bats on Mother's Day to raise awareness for breast cancer? And the answer, 2006.
A good guess by you. Didn't you say 6? Or
I said mid 2000s. Wow. I didn't know it was 2006. Nate McLeod signing one. Signed and authenticated today. A lot of those bats will be used to raise money. Here is Casey McGee. Walked his first time to the plate today. Hitting .233.
He was looking for his first Pirate home run with that swing.
Boy, I'd really like to see him get that stroke back that he had in 2010 with the Brewers when he drove in 110 runs. We've talked about him. We saw him up close and personal that season as well. When you're the team MVP offensively for that Brewers team, that was saying something. You mentioned Prince Fielder a little while ago. Ryan Braun was in that lineup, and he was right after them. It went Braun third, Fielder fourth, and McGee fifth. And McGee thrived in that fifth spot.
Even if it goes halfway in between last year and the year before, I'll take that. I'll split the difference. And I'm sure he would too. He wants to, forget about what happened last season and, maybe not get 100 RBIs this year, but I think he would like to have 60 or 70, especially if, playing part-time. I think he'd love that.
Casey chased the high fastball there. He'll have to sit down early. So strikeout for Casey McGee.
Yep, he went up out of the strike zone after that one. That's sneaky fast. Rodriguez gets it up there in those low 90s, and if he's spotting everything else with that breaking ball, getting it over, backdooring it one time, throwing it down and into the next, the fastball looks just that much better.
That's a strike to Navarro. Jermichael fly to right in the first. 0 for 1 today. Pirates take off right after the game. Head down to Miami, Florida. 2 games with the Marlins at the new Marlins Park. Toward the middle. Lowry gloves it. Flips to second for 1. And he held his foot on there. Carlos Lee able to hang on to the bag. And that's an inning-ending double play. No runs, a hit. And that is going to be it for the 4th inning. Marwin Gonzalez to Carlos Lee, and El Caballo hung on. Pirates with a 1-0 lead.
Definitely worth the click. By PNC Bank for the achiever in you. And by Chevy Cruise, which offers EPA estimated 42 mpg highway. Let's go Bucks!
Pirates a 1-0 lead over the Astros. We head to the top of the 5th inning. All with Bob Walker, I'm Tim Nevern. And again, a happy Mother's Day. A.J. Burnett doing a pretty good job through 4.
Hey, he's doing a great job right now. Just commanding the strike zone with all of his pitches. He is mowing through them. He's getting some pretty good work on defense, too, especially from Mr. McGee over at first base.
Carlos Lee leads off the 5th. He is behind in the count, 0-1. Lee must have about 5-inch spikes, the way that he's been able to hold him on first base in a couple of plays so far. Drills this one to center field and right by the bullpen. McCutchen can't get it. And Lee chugging for second base, and he'll be in with a leadoff double.
See McCutchen kind of looking at his glove, and it looked like he had a bead on it. He glanced at his glove. I think he's wondering how did it not stay in there or get in there.
Let's listen. It looked like he got there, Bob, just as you said.
Yeah, they just didn't stay in the glove. Yeah, the ball definitely hit the open glove, but came right out. So he's upset with himself. Knows he had a chance to make a fine play, and somehow it didn't stick in there.
Bogusevic, strike 1. 5th double of the season for Carlos Lee.
A great example of how the Root Sports has this place all wired up for sound. It's when you're at home watching a game, you hear it like you're sitting in the front row right next to where it's happening. You could hear that fence out there as McCutchen slammed into it, like you were just sitting on the other side of it maybe.
Well, when you're in this ballpark, it's like being around the White House. You never know who's watching you or listening to you.
Well, there are microphones. They're stuck in the padding all around the outfield fence, so you can really get a feel and hear exactly what it sounds like right where the action is happening. It's just a great experience that Root Sports provides here.
Rick Kubia and Bill Forsyth are the guys that are the wizards of the microphones around the ballpark.
The poles are wired, so you hear that gong every time we get a home run that hits the pole.
I wasn't sure on that sound. Do you want to make that again?
Gong.
Sounds just like it. Yeah, thanks. Did he offer? Yes, he did, says home plate umpire Jim Reynolds. And Bogusevic is rung up.
A big strikeout. Get that leadoff double, and you can't move the runner to third, especially if you're a left-hand hitter. That's huge for AJ. It's that back foot breaking ball. Bogusevic can't believe that he got called for a swing.
Now Chris Johnson with 1 out and Lee the runner at second base. Strike 1. Well, it's nice to know this place is wired for sound for Root Sports. So you can hear these sounds for years to come.
Years to come. I don't know, the mics, they have to replace them, I'm sure. They're not good for years.
They last a long time. What a great shot, huh? One of the many great views from the ballpark.
Overlooking the little kids diamond they have down there where the kids can go and play a little game of baseball themselves.
0-2 to the third baseman Johnson. He grounded out to Walker his first time up. They go to right field this time. Navarro makes the catch. Lee will tag from second and head to third. So 2 men out, and Carlos Lee advances to third base.
And Bogusevic can put a ball in play. move the runner to third base. It's a tie game right now. Little tiny things, they make such a huge difference in good baseball games, where you're going to have a low, tight scoring game. You got to do those things. You got to get runners over with ground balls. And on the other side of the coin, if you're out there pitching, you got to figure out a way to prevent it, like AJ did. Get that out without the ball being put in play. Get a big strikeout when you need it.
Right now, the job is to get Castro with the tying run at third. 2 men gone. And Barajas makes a nice block.
Block the balls with a man at third. You got to get out there real quick and smother them. You know, you put down breaking ball. You know that those bounce every now and then, so you anticipate. You get out there in front of that ball.
One and 0 to Castro. 2 balls in, no strikes. Castro had a base hit in the third, but he was erased when the Pirates pulled off a real nifty 3-6-1 double play. And this one's going to drop in, and the game will be tied at 1. A 2-out RBI single by Castro, and the Bucco lead is gone.
Sometimes after all the doing the right things, getting the key strikeout, somebody with 2 outs gets up there and just flares one off the end of the bat. And that's what you got to love about baseball. Every game, you just don't know what might happen. I love that saying that John has all the time, the round ball, round bat. And for one individual game on one afternoon or evening, it's baseball. You can make perfect pitches. You can, you can also hit shots, and they might be right at somebody.
Just like Gonzalez, hits it right at Neil Walker. But a batter too late. An RBI single by Jason Castro scores Carlos Lee, and we're even at 1. We'll kick off the first Fan Jam concert June 9th. Then Rockers Doctrine. Continue the fun during Fan Jam July 7th. Presented by Number 1 Cochrane. Iron City Beer presents 2 explosive Sky Blast concerts featuring Zambelli fireworks and music from Styx August 11th. Lifehouse September 29th. For more information or tickets, visit pirates.com. Eric Bedard in the dugout. He has had his start pushed back from tomorrow be his normal spot in the rotation, to Wednesday in Washington. He'll be opposite Gio Gonzalez of the Nationals on Wednesday, but Eric still recovering from the back spasms and trying to figure out what the ingredients are.
Like some snacks or something.
Barajas fouls it back. 0-2 to Rod.
Giants. We don't play them for a while. We
already played them.
Done with them, yeah.
So the lefty will go Wednesday. Brad Lincoln will go tomorrow instead. And Daniel McCutcheon next to him. Daniel placed in the disabled list today with an oblique issue. Came up from AAA, didn't pitch, didn't even warm up in the bullpen, hurt himself in the batting cage. One and two now to Barajas. Rod was erased by Chris Johnson, the third baseman, on a very, very good play. Johnson had to lay out, diving to his left.
Johnson right now playing very deep. Give himself plenty of room because ball's hit down his way again.
Barajas had 2 hits in his last start Friday. It's his first multi-hit game of the season. Rod knows just what this feels like.
And that can't be good.
Pretty well hit to left. And catching up to it, Martinez.
I thought for sure that would be extra bases. Martinez, nice play on it. Maybe the raindrops knocked that one down.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Ball just hung up here for Martinez.
Now right there, it looks like, oh, that's extra bases. You know, who knows? It could get over the fence, but just didn't carry it. Martinez able to get to it right at the edge of the track.
Rain's starting to pick up.
It went from a real light drizzle to now just a moderate drizzle.
Jed Lowry takes care of Harrison as Josh went up their first ball swinging. Now that'll bring up A.J. Burnett. So 2 gone. Well, you know, it's Mother's Day, and not just the players and the announcers that are away from mothers and wives. Our gypsies in the truck. We call them the gypsies because they roam from place to place. That's what they do. Jason Steele's mom, Jenna. Adam Elmore's mom, Kathy. Pete Toma's mom, Rosalie. Christian Roberts' mom, Diane. All the gypsies in the truck who don't have a voice of their own during the game wanted us to say Happy Mother's Day to you.
They got buttons and stuff. I'm sure they could press down there. We could hear them.
A.J. Burnett strikes out quickly. And the Pirates gone in order in the 5th. We'll head to the 6th on a rainy afternoon in Pittsburgh, all even at 1.
That we can show our love for our mothers and you know, all that they do and support us. You know, a lot of us couldn't be where we are today without their support and, you know, a lot of their wealth going into our, you know, summer leagues and all that kind of stuff. So you know, it's always good to give back a little bit and show our appreciation.
Welcome back to PNC Park. It's tied at 1, 6th inning between the Astros and the Pirates. Joining me right now is the honorary Batgirl, Angie Thompson. Every team in Major League Baseball is honoring a special mother today, and with me is Angie. Her brother nominated you. You're from Ohio, but a Pirate fan for life?
Yeah, growing up, we would make a couple trips out here. My dad's grew up on the river, and we would watch the Pirates play at Three River Stadium.
And one of those players that you watched growing up?
Yeah, that was Bob Walk. Yeah, he was my little brother's favorite player, pretty much because he could say Bob Walk and none of the other players' names. But, yeah, he grew to really collect his baseball cards. He had numerous of those. So, yeah, Bob Walk.
Your brother nominated you, battled breast cancer in 2010. And the reason you found out you were pregnant with your third kid, Colton, correct?
Yeah, I was 37 weeks pregnant, and I was diagnosed, so I was induced. Colton's my little angel. Had I not been pregnant, I truly believe I wouldn't have found the lump because of how small it was. I was blessed to find it as early as I did. Delivered Colton, and then went through some chemotherapy 6 months, had my surgery, finished treatment up about a year later, and I'm cancer-free right now.
Well, JJ, your kids, and the rest of your family here today spending some time with the Pirates earlier. Tell us what that was like.
I think that was the highlight of the day. We traveled here last night, stayed overnight. My in-laws, my parents, my brother and his wife, my kids, my husband, who has been my rock through this whole thing, and it's just been a dream come true.
And guys, I was talking to JJ. He got an autographed Bob Walk card. It's already in his wallet. I think it's pretty much his most prized possession. Would you agree with me, Angie?
Most definitely, yeah.
Guys.
Yeah, Angie was up here before the game and starstruck when she met Bob.
It happens.
It happens often.
Yeah, it's nothing new. You know, it's the way it goes. But my claim to fame is a short name, easy to say.
Yeah, it's one syllable to some.
Yep.
Two to others. But I know Lacey calls you Bob Walk. She doesn't call you Bob. Doesn't call you Walkie. She just calls you Bob Walk. It's easy to say.
It is. Just
Bob Walk, and we've talked about this, and I think maybe JJ and I just had a special connection because I was so happy when I found out I was the only one, wasn't the only one who says Bob Walk, but now it makes sense. It's easy to say, it's fun to say, and I think it's going to catch on. I don't know if you're going to be going by Bob anymore. You're probably just going to have to go with the fact that you're Bob Walk, at least with JJ, Angie, and myself, and I think it may just carry on through the rest of these Pirate fans here as well.
It's kind of nice to have a two-syllable name. I like that, Bob Walk.
Yeah, it's easy. I don't have to say Bob, just Bob Walk. It's just easy to say as Bob. 7 letters.
You could be Timnev.
Yeah, but there's other syllables.
We just leave those off. Just leave them off.
1-2 to Jordan Schaefer.
You mentioned that you were really excited after meeting Bob Walk.
Oh, yeah, that was cool. Got to see behind-the-scenes action of the guys and the TV, and I really appreciate that opportunity. I want to thank them for making me feel so welcome up there, and it was really cool to see them. I watch them on TV all the time, and I got to see actually where they work, so that was pretty neat, and I want to thank them so much for that opportunity.
So thanks, Tim and Bob Walk?
Yeah, thanks, Tim and Bob Walk.
All right. All right.
It was a pleasure. We really enjoyed the visit. It was kind of a neat thing to have fans come up and actually see where we're at all the time when they're watching us at home.
That's how you write his name. It's B-O-B-W-A-L-K.
Bob Walk.
Just one word now. You're right up there with like Cher and Sting.
Well, yeah, some people just go to one name. I turn both my names into one word. Yeah. Same thing.
Bob Walk. That's the easiest way to remember. It's our new graphic, by the way. Yeah, Bob Walk.
And when they put our names under us at the beginning all the time, I want mine no space in between, just the B and the W right next to each other. Think they'll do that?
3-2 hit in the air to right center. On the run is Tabata, or rather that's Navarro, beg your pardon. And Jamaica Navarro tracks it down, showing some speed. Schaefer is out.
Man, that ball, kind of like Barajas when it left the bat. Kind of thought maybe that's going to get through the gap, going to be trouble, and didn't really go anywhere. Navarro able to get underneath it for the catch.
I'm used to seeing him run that far to go get one. A good job by Navarro. Jed Lowry, he's 0 for 2, flying to center and bounced out to McGee at first base. Switch hitter batting left-handed against Burnett. And a ground ball to Neil Walker. And another 1-2-3 inning. Very efficient work by A.J. Burnett this afternoon. Bucks need some runs. 1-1 the score. Honorary Batgirl Angie Thompson, along with her daughter, in the dugout before the game. Sunday afternoon. This day in Pirates history, May 13th, 1960. Dick Groat became the first National League player in 7 years to go 6 for 6 in a game. 3 base hits and 3 doubles. It was an 8-2 win over Milwaukee. Brought to you by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. That would have been the Braves, right?
Would have been.
Tabata fouls it back.
Dick Groat, truly one of the all-time greats.
Dick Groat, not only an outstanding baseball player, highly decorated MVP, World Series champion, but outstanding basketball player at Duke, and continues to do color commentary on radio for the Pitt Panthers basketball team.
He signed a Pirate contract and went right out, played shortstop, and that's all there was to it.
Yeah.
And we marvel, nowadays at somebody that comes up from the amateur route. And Groat did that and did it easily. Tabata chases one upstairs. Can't remember now the details of Dick Groat. It was something like signed a contract and perhaps was even like in the lineup that afternoon. I mean, it's just amazing that he was that good of an athlete, that good of a baseball player, that he could just go do that. And I think he ended up going to Duke. I think he went down there with a friend of his who was being recruited, and ended up going there himself and being just a tremendous player.
Some of the folks staying dry underneath and taking advantage of the concessions.
A good day to be when
Walker
drizzling like this.
just hooked that ball.
Thought we might have a gong.
Well, that's what it might take today, a ball like that to win this ball game. This is the rubber game. The Pirates would lose on Friday night 1-0 and winning 5-2 last night.
It's the rubber game of the homestand.
It is. It is indeed. Pirates need a winner here this afternoon. Strike 3 called, and Walker's down on strikes, and Wandy Rodriguez has now struck out 3 in a row, going back to Burnett at the end of the 5th. 6 in the game now for Rodriguez.
Right on the edge, the strike zone.
Andrew McCutchen is 1 for 2, an RBI double in the first. He grounded out his last time up, and that was a significant ground out because prior to that ground out, he had 7 straight hits against left-handed pitchers. First guy to do that since Bobby Bonilla in 1988. And the last Pirate to get 8 straight against the lefty was Al Padrique in 1987, but still, it had been a while since somebody had pulled off the feet. 1-1 the count. Wandy Rodriguez pitching to Andrew McCutchen. And a ground ball slowly hit to second base. Pirates gone in order for the second straight inning. The bats have gone quiet. 1-1 going to the 7th. Just 3 hits apiece. Pirates and the Astros wrapping up their first series of the season. The Bucs and PNC Bank teaming up to bring you discounted PNC check card dates every Friday home game or weekday matinee game this year. All PNC Bank customers who use their PNC check card get $10 off outfield box seats. First ball swinging is J.D. Martinez. And Walker with a catch and 1 down. You can purchase your tickets at the PNC Park ticket window. Use your PNC check card, pirates.com/PNC check card for more information.
A.J. Burnett sitting at just 71 pitches right now. We can get him a run. Looking at a complete game victory. He is cruising. Pitch count definitely no issue at all at this point.
Burnett's 1-0 to Lee. That one missed. Last time up, Lee hit a ball that Andrew McCutchen was poised to make a better than average play on, and for whatever reason the ball and the glove did not cooperate with one another. But McCutchen went up against the wall in front of the bullpen. Looked like he was in position to make a tough catch. And for whatever reason, the ball didn't stay in the glove. And Lee had scored the tying run with a 2-out single by Castro later in the inning. This one down the right field side, foul for strike 2. El Caballo, Carlos Lee, nicknamed that by Hawk Harrelson, the White Sox broadcaster. And that nickname has stuck no matter where he's played.
It's just fun to say.
It is. It means the horse in Spanish.
Like Bob Walk.
Yeah, what does Bob Walk mean in Spanish? Bob Walk. No, it's just easy to say. Fun to say. A tapper charged by Alvarez, and he won't
let it go. I think that might have gone foul. If you're not going to throw it, then you might as well let it bounce and see if it goes foul. Now, I don't know what kind of spin this might have had on it, but is this ball going to kick? Yeah, look, see it, it's going. See it bounce and head toward the line. No reason to pick it up. It might have rolled into foul territory.
I think Pedro realizes he should have let it go.
Yeah, no reason at all to pick up that ball.
And a rare infield single for Carlos Lee. So he has reached base for the second straight time. And a hit to center field. It's going to get down in front of McCutchen. So Bogusevic with his first hit. The go-ahead run in scoring position for Houston.
Try to get a fastball in. Not far enough. Put a ground ball to Pedro that turns into a double play. A little redeemer for picking up that chopper.
Third baseman Chris Johnson at the plate. And a ground ball, but it's through the hole, and Carlos Lee is going to get waved in. Tabata fired to third base, and the Astros have taken the lead. Well, Lee has caught a couple of breaks. McCutchen getting to a ball and not being able to catch it. He comes around to score the tying run, and a ball that could have gone foul. He gets on and he scores the go-ahead run.
We're not saying for sure that was a foul ball, but it could have gone foul, and there's no reason to pick it up. You always have to give it a chance. Now this ball here just not hit very hard at all and almost rolled to a stop out there in left field. And you got Tabata picking it up. You know the ball is really wet.
Pedro talking to third base umpire Jim Joyce.
They may be asking him about that chopper, whether he thought it was going to go foul or not.
Well, he feels, worse about it now that the run has come around to score to give the Astros their first lead. Surridge out to talk to AJ, and now the Pirate bullpen starting to get to work. Jason Grilli is up. So now with one out, still the forced play in order on the infield. Castro the batter, but he's 2 for 2. 3 straight singles after Martinez went up first ball swinging in the inning and popped up to Walker. Lee, Bogusevic, and Johnson. Johnson getting the RBI, his 20th run batted in. Ball 1 to Castro. AJ Burnett certainly has pitched well here today, but The Astros getting to him for 3 straight singles in the 7th.
That down and in breaking ball again. That swung right over. Kind of like maybe that breaking ball to stay up just a little higher and get turned into a ground ball. I'm still looking for that double play. Pitch count now is at 81, still in pretty good shape.
Here's a guy who's pitched a lot of innings. He needs 10 more innings to reach 2,000 innings pitched in his career.
How many?
10 more.
10 more.
2,000. He'd be the 15th active pitcher with 2,000 or more.
He's got a complete game inning today if it works out that way.
That ball hit Bogusevic. Harrison with a quick tag with a bare hand, and he thought he had it.
Yep. Making his case. Not the best throw in the world.
Bogusevic got his hand back on.
Say, Harrison did a nice job quickly grabbing that ball to get a tag. He almost got him.
Burnett, the step off, wants a new series of signs from Barajas. Now they're ready to get on the same page.
If Burnett gets another couple of innings, might have a shot to get 2,000. I guess next start would be Detroit.
2 on, 1 out. 1 ball, 1 strike to Castro. And a comebacker to Burnett. He will not make the play.
I'm not sure what happened there. I don't know if he was thinking about what he wanted to do with the ball after he caught it, but that'll be a little lack of concentration.
This is an error on Burnett. Hurting his own cause here.
Was he, in his mind maybe thinking about, do I try to go to second base with this ball? Do I still have a chance there or not? And I'm not even sure he really touched that ball. Like it just jumped over his glove.
So now things getting hairier for Burnett. A 2-1 Houston lead, 1 out, and the bases are full. Marwin Gonzalez is the hitter. He takes strike 1. Gonzalez, the switch hitter, batting left-handed, playing second base today. Jose Altuve played the first 2 games of this series.
I keep talking about that double play. We certainly need it now. Ground ball to a middle infielder.
Gonzalez hit into a double play in the 3rd and bounced out to Walker in the 5th. Strike 2 to Gonzalez.
Wandy's on deck. I guess the strikeout is all right. Then you get the pitcher coming up. Not quite as good as a double play, but very workable, especially now with the 0-2 count.
A.J. Burnett gets his sign. Bases full of Astros. Well, the inning started off great as Martinez, first pitch he saw, popped up. And then Lee, Bogusevic, and Johnson base hits. Bogusevic at 3rd, Johnson at second base. Jason Castro reaching on the error. He's at first. Gonzalez continues to make it tough in this 0-2 count. AJ going after him each pitch, and Gonzalez keeps fouling him off.
He's going with some pitcher's pitches. I mean, these aren't, strikes. Right there, he got him to chase that back foot breaking ball down and in, but he just barely ticked the top half of the ball. He's going for the strikeout. That's the game plan, obviously, as it should be. Barajas, as he caught that ball, moved the glove back just a little bit. Watch the strikes. You watch the baseball and then look at the strike zone on the side. There it is, off the plate, just by a smidgen. I'd say that missed by an inch. Yes, he did.
And that's strike 3. Gonzalez offered, and home plate umpire Jim Reynolds brings up the strikeout.
Yeah, AJ. I mean, this is what AJ has been doing for a long, long time. He's been a great pitcher in baseball, a top of the rotation guy, because he comes up big when the chips are down. He needed a strikeout right there, and he got it. Nice block on that ball. The pressure is always on the catcher, because your pitcher's going for a strikeout pitch. The ball's going to be in the dirt. There's a man at third. You got to stop it.
Wandy Rodriguez 0 for 2. Takes strike 1. Boy, Rodriguez could help his cause big time right here, and AJ knows he needs to sit him down.
AJ didn't like the grip on the ball or something. See that? He called time, stepped off, and immediately went to wipe his hand off.
Don't you like how even the catchers put the glove over the mask? You can't see through the mask anyway, what they're saying. Rod,
See, I always wonder, who are they hiding it from? The hitter doesn't have a TV monitor in front of him. He can't see what you're saying.
That'll be strike 2 to Rodriguez.
And soon to be strike 3, we hope.
One of the newest Bucks fans right there. All right, 0-2 to Wandy Rodriguez. Bases loaded, 2 men out. And a pitch from Burnett. Inside.
Barajas up to the task again.
He's been doing it a long time back there. He has a real good idea how to play defensive catcher. These balls in the dirt pretty well.
We saw the other night we were playing the Nationals. Ramos put down breaking ball twice in a row, and Presley was on third 2 pitches later.
Yeah, Henry Rodriguez threw 2 breaking pitches in the dirt.
That was a 0-2 count. You knew that he was going to bounce the ball, but Ramos couldn't stop it. And like I said, 2 pitches later, Presley's on third. And then that was when Barajas came up and hit the home run, because he didn't have to worry about a breaking ball. Knew he wasn't going to bounce another one with the tying run at third base.
Ground ball to the right side. McGee, underhand toss to Burnett, and the Astros leave him loaded. The damage minimized. 1 run does come in, however. It's a big run as the Astros take their first lead of the ball game, 2-1. We'll stay here for God Bless America and take me out to the ball game on this Mother's Day Sunday afternoon at PNC Park.
Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you now to stand and join the Pirates and Major League Baseball as we remember the lives lost on September 11th, 2001, while offering support to our troops here and abroad. Here to lead us with God Bless America are students from the Birchfield 3rd grade chorus. Also on the field is Staff Sergeant Thomas Lasky. Sergeant Lasky has been a member of the military for 15 years and is currently with the 316th Sustainment Command in Coriopolis. He recently returned home to Pittsburgh after serving a tour of duty in various locations all over Iraq in support of Operation Enduring and Iraqi Freedom.
Great job by our crew capturing those pictures and video from all around the ballpark today on this Mother's Day. It's a day for the moms. Great day for the families to be out here at the ballpark. Pedro Alvarez leads off the bottom half of the 7th inning. Pirates trailing 2-1.
Bat's got to get to work.
The dentist may have to get to work too pretty soon. Keep chomping on that. Alvarez fouls this one off, and he's in the hole 0-2. Pedro 1 for 2 today, singled in the 4th. And the bats have been very, very quiet since the 1st inning. Just the one hit from Pedro. 1, 2, 3 innings in the second, third, fifth, and sixth. Ball and 2 strikes.
Talked about, this right in the very first inning, about how inconsistent the offense has been from game to game. You're not sure what's going to happen, what kind of a game it's going to be. Today, so far anyway, just 3 base hits.
Breaking ball is pounded foul.
Still time though. There's still 9 outs to put up some runs. Need to get 2 right now.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Pedro. Wandy Rodriguez delivers. Strike 3 call.
And Pedro maybe looking for that breaking ball that he saw last at bat, and instead he get the fastball right on the outside corner. Went breaking ball for strike 3 last time up, and now just a little paint just off the plate. Got a call, as a matter of fact. But that last strikeout set up that one. Pedro looks a little frustrated right now. I think maybe a little frustrated plate umpire.
0-1 now to Casey McGee.
Doing some pacing back and forth.
Jim Reynolds calling balls and strikes today. McGee pops this one up foul. And this will drop into the Bermuda Triangle.
Caballo was giving it his best shot, but it was a wet track.
He's not a mutter.
Been doing pretty good on the bases today, though.
Yeah.
Scored their 2 runs.
Pirates need to equalize that. So McGee 0 for 1 with a walk. Standing in with an 0-2 count. Wandy Rodriguez ready to deliver. That one's up high. He got Casey to chase one last time. Wandy came back with that same pitch. This time McGee lays off it. To Lowry. 2 down. Well, he's got a World Series ring and answers to your Pirates questions. So don't be shy. Ask Teak, Kent Tacombe. Text the keyword Teak followed by your question and name to 412-412. Message and data rates may apply. Teak had an answer for the offense this afternoon.
Looking for some answers. Running out of innings. I'd like to say happy Mother's Day to my wife Lauren. She's over at the kids' house. Also to my lovely daughter-in-law Dominique, mother of a couple of precious granddaughters. Happy Mother's Day, you guys, if you're in front of the TV right now.
Well, I'm sure they are. They've been waiting 7 innings to hear it.
Well, it's Mother's Day. They're doing all kinds of things.
And now Jim Reynolds wants some more baseballs. Get some dry ones.
If I say it in the second inning, no telling what they're going to run off and do. This keeps them right at the edge of their seats waiting.
There's a method to Bob.
Yeah.
Not to Bob, but to Bob Walk's madness.
There you go. It is madness, that's for sure.
1-2 to Jamaica Navarro.
I just wanted to wait till we had a moment.
Toward the middle, Lowry charging. He throws him out. And the Pirates down in order again. Wandy Rodriguez is cruising.
our love for our mothers and you know, all that they do and support us. You know, a lot of us couldn't be where we are today without their support and, you know, a lot of their wealth going into our, you know, summer leagues and all that kind of stuff. So you know, it's always good to give back a little bit and show our appreciation.
It's Mother's Day here at PNC Park. It's 2-1 Astros over the Pirates in the top of the 8th. And we are with the Pittsburgh Kids' mom, Carolyn Walker. It's Neil Walker T-shirt/jersey day. What's it like to see moms and kids walking all around the park with your son's jersey on their backs?
Well, it's pretty amazing. It makes a mother proud, to say the least.
And she's also sporting a Walker jersey, but can you show this to us? This is a one-of-a-kind.
My own personal Walker jersey. It has the C on it for me.
And that was a Mother's Day gift from the kids, right?
Yep, yep.
You were telling me Neil Walker's one of his best presents you ever got, and you still have.
Yeah, he gave me a diamond for Mother's Day one year. It was actually drawn, a baseball diamond. He must have been like 8, so surprise. Who knew, right?
When Neil came up with the Pirates, he was living at home. He recently moved into his own place, and then he got married in the offseason. That means your job's over, right? You're done. You can just sit back and watch baseball?
Well, now all the grandbabies come home, and when it's dinner time, somehow, you know, somebody shows up for dinner. So it's really not finished, you know, but still fun.
What's it like, though, to have him playing for the Pirates and just have him at home? Maybe not all the time. They're going on the road again, but what's it like to have Neil so close?
Oh, my gosh, it's a dream come true. I mean, to play baseball for your child, to live their childhood dream is amazing, but to be able to be a part of that so often, you know, we can get to the ballpark in like 25 minutes, so it's hard to miss a game, a home game.
Well, the Walkers will be joining the team in Detroit to also watch their son-in-law, Don Kelly, who plays for the Tigers. I'd also like to say happy Mother's Day to my mom, Lori Collins, in Tucson, and my grandma, happy birthday, Jean Anthony, in Arizona. Carolyn and I were just talking. I bet you it's warmer and sunnier.
I'm sure it is.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. And can I say hi to Tim and Bob Walk and have them tell their wives happy Mother's Day as well?
Fantastic. I think Carolyn and I should do this more often. Guys?
All right. Well, Bob just took care of that business, and I took care of it earlier in the game, so Carolyn's on the right track, but
wives,
took care of it.
Wives, daughters are all taken care of. We got to that.
We did. But, yeah, Don Kelly married to Neil's sister, Carrie. And we'll see them on the next road trip in Detroit. So it's a baseball family affair for the Walkers.
And Jason would like to say happy Mother's Day to Sophie.
That'll be Jason Steele in the truck. One of the gypsies in the trailer. It is her first Mother's Day.
Sophie's first Mother's Day. Yeah. Congratulations, Sophie.
So she's pretty happy Jason's getting on a plane to Miami in a couple hours. We were told that was his Mother's Day gift to get out of the house. Lowry pops it up, and Pedro, looking through the raindrops, makes the catch. And 2 gone for J.D. Martinez. Now, A.J. Burnett has twirled a bunch of 1-2-3 innings. Got him in the first that way, the second, faced only 3 in the third, thanks to a double play, and got him in order again in the fourth. Got him in order in the sixth, and is on pace here in the eighth. He can get Martinez here. Starts him off with a strike. On the other side of the coin, the Pirates have gone 6 straight innings with only 3 men coming to the plate. Alvarez had the 4th inning single, but he was erased by the inning-ending double play hit into by Navarro. We've seen a lot of things happening in order, which is great if you're A.J. Burnett, but not so good if you're the Pirates hitters. Martinez behind in the count, 0-2.
So far today, it's been the baseballs winning the battle with the pink bats.
Yeah,
still a little time, but got to make a move here. A great pitching effort again by a Pirate starter.
Casey McGee will handle it. And A.J. Burnett gets the Astros again in order. 1, 2, 3 goes Houston. Pirates to the bat rack here in the bottom of the 8th. Giving up 2 runs today on 6 hits. That's going to be it for him. His spot comes up 3rd this inning. Pirates need to find a way to get some runs for him. He's still pitcher record.
Yeah, we need to do it this inning. To reward him on a fine job. Our starting pitching has just been phenomenal. It's like a broken record. We talk about it all the time, but it's the reality of the situation. These guys are just going out and doing great work, and we've got to get to where we're taking advantage of these.
Rod Barajas swings at the first pitch, fouls it off.
Rod, big swing there. He was trying to tie it up with one swing of the bat.
I think Rod would like to get his battery made off the hook.
Yep, sure he would.
Right at the second baseman. Gonzalez hauls it in, and there is one gone quietly in the 8th.
Both bullpens are working with all hands on deck. 2 guys thrown in the Pirate pen.
And here's the thing, though, Bob. The Pirates haven't had more than 3 men come to the plate since the 1st inning. And Wandy Rodriguez has just had a stranglehold on the Pirates.
And here we are in the 8th inning, and we still have players coming up for just the 3rd time in the game.
Harrison 0 for 2. He's grounded to second, grounded to short. One ball, 1 strike. Pirates with action in the pen. Astros with action in the pen. Everybody's busy out there.
All 4 rubbers being used.
Harrison deep to right field. Bogusevic in front of the Clemente wall makes the catch.
Both teams have guys going because there's all kinds of different scenarios that might take place in the top of the 9th. So you got to have a lot of pitchers throwing.
12 in a row set down by Rodriguez now. The road ahead brought to you by Nissan. Tomorrow, Miami at the new Marlins Park. 2 games there, then 2 with the Nationals, and then 3 with the Detroit Tigers as interleague play will begin. It's just 1 series, and back to National League play at the end of the month with the Mets and Cubs coming in. Next telecast right here on Root Sports starting tomorrow night at 6:30. The pregame show. Here is Garrett Jones pinch hitting for Burnett. So the Pirates sending up a guy who could change things with one swing. Since Alvarez leadoff single in the 4th inning, Rodriguez has been perfect. Wandy Rodriguez 0-2 pitch outside. And I guess, Bob, there's got to come a point in time where you just get tired of tipping your cap to the opposition pitcher. You know, a guy that goes out and throws a good game, you can recognize that in this game, but there's got to come a time where you just get tired of it from the hitter's standpoint. Foul ball there by Jones.
Rodriguez wanted that one. Jumping around. Thought for a moment he had the strikeout. Yeah, it's getting to be a little old. Still, fairly early, but got to get out of this the doldrums. Got to start taking advantage of this good pitching we're getting.
Another disappointing 1-2-3 inning. 2-1 Astros. We're on to the 9th.
To skin cancer, so it's always a special day for me and my sister and our family, and this year won't be any different.
It's 2-1 here in the top of the 9th. The Astros leading the Pirates. I talked to Tony Watson about today. It is a little bit different for him, but he says his sister's watching in San Diego, his dad in Iowa, and there's no place else his mother would rather have him be than in baseball, pitching for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
On our best to the Watson family, watching different points in the country, in the Midwest and out west. And Tony's been doing just fine here. Well, we go to the 9th now. Jason Grilli will come on to pitch. A.J. Burnett's day is done, and Grilli has done a fine job out of the bullpen. We'll face Carlos Lee, Brian Bogusevic, and Chris Johnson. Good job for Grilli. Get these guys and then get the Pirates back to the plate in the bottom of the 9th inning, their final chance.
Arg is right.
Love me, mother.
So I'm starting to think about the offense. Arg. That kind of is a good word for it.
It's one syllable, easy to say, fun to say.
Arg.
One ball, no strikes to Carlos Lee. Lee has faced Grilli 6 times. He's 4 for 6 against Grilli, and one of those 4 hits was a home run.
You know what might be the most bothersome about our offense is it doesn't have to be that much better to really make a huge impact on the win-loss column. You look at the record the way it is. You know, right now you're 3 games under 500, and we've only scored 94 runs the entire season. So if there's just a decent increase, we're not talking about getting up there in even in the top half, but just move up to the middle of the pack with the pitching that the Pirates have put together. At least what it looks like to this point. You can't tell about injuries and things like that, but you get up to the middle of the pack. I mean, you're talking about maybe having, not only a shot at 500, but maybe even pushing it up toward 90 wins. Just got to get this offense going just a little bit better than it is right now.
Well, the middle of the division is jumbled up right now. Everybody's sort of right around everybody else. McGee will give this one a look, but that's in the seats. St. Louis, the division leader at 20-13. They're playing Atlanta right now and losing 3-0 in the 6th. Chicago and Milwaukee in the 7th inning at Miller Park. They're tied at 2. Milwaukee started the day even with the Pirates and even with the Astros. So Houston, Milwaukee, and Pittsburgh all 15-18 right now. Cincinnati 16-16, and if Washington wins against the Reds again today, they'll sweep them. Did he go?
Yes, he did.
Yes, Mike Estabrook. On the appeal, Carlos Lee sits down and Grilly gets the strikeout.
They've been booing him all day, and a big cheer when he went up with the right hand. Definitely got the bat out there. Even if you know you swung, you're going to look surprised.
Bogusevic 1 for 3. 1 down, nobody on for Houston in the 9th. 2-1. Astros lead it. Really delivers a strike. I mean, certainly the Central Division as we get into the middle of May, and kind of at this point in the year, as you get through the middle of May, maybe even to the end of May, you really have an idea of who in the division is going to be pretty good, who's going south, and who's going to be battling in the middle. But right now, it's still anybody's game. Only 3.5 games separating Cincinnati and St. Louis, with Houston, Milwaukee, and Pittsburgh dead even. Clint Hurdle, the eternal optimist, says we're just one day closer to getting hot. That's the way he looks at it. 2-2 now to Bogusevic. Two balls, 2 strikes to Bogusevic. And Grilly set now the pitch. Just a bit low, 3-2. Andy Pettit back pitching with the Yankees. Made his debut with the Yankees this year. 6 1/3, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks. He struck out 2. And Seattle would win that game 6-2. Payoff pitch. And really walks it.
That would be worth an ask, wouldn't it?
I was waiting for the ask, but there wasn't an ask from Barajas. I noticed the other night when Jim Joyce was at first base in the first game of the series, he would shake his head no. And they did it right there down at third. Sometimes he'd be demonstrative about the sign using his arms, but a couple of times he'd just shake his head. Veteran umpire who was behind the plate last night.
I don't think anybody asked. I think what he was doing is saying no, don't even bother to ask.
Yeah.
Because if you're asked, then I'm going to say no. So let's just save time and get on with it.
I like Joyce behind the plate last night. He keeps everybody alerted as to whether it's a ball or a strike. Pitch to Johnson. Strike one. Johnson's been doing a good job against right-handers. .323 against right-handed pitching. Hitting .333 with men on base. This is the 55th at bat this year he's had with a man on. To McGee. Unassisted double play. Casey McGee. Wow, he got up there and grabbed it. And then applied the tag to Bogasevic. And the Pirates' last chance coming up when we return to PNC Park.
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Levin Furniture. For the best deal on Tempur-Pedic mattresses, shop Levin's. Let's go Buck!
A bouquet of baseball here today at PNC Park. Hope you're having a good Mother's Day. It'll be a little better if the Buccos can get a run or two. You're watching us on Root Sports. Justin Maxwell comes in to play left field. And Brett Myers, the closer, is on. He'll face the top of the order, starting with Jose Tabata. Tabata takes ball one. Myers came in on Friday night to close out game one for his 9th save of the year. Two and 0. Look on the blast time, Bob Walk.
Most definitely. Gotta get that base runner aboard. Nothing else, tie the game up. But a blast, a bloop and a blast would be the best case scenario.
Jose taking all the way, and it's 3-0. Taken again here, probably.
I would imagine.
Here is Myers into the wind and the 3-0 to Tabata. That's a strike. Myers gets back in the count. Just barely a strike.
That's one of those 3-0 count strikes.
And now the count is full as Tabata fouls that one up the first baseline.
That looked like that might have been outside the strike zone.
Pirates need a base runner. Any way they can get one here. 3-2 the count. Brett Myers pitching to Jose Tabata in the bottom of the 9th inning. Payoff pitch. And Tabata stays alive. Myers, a former starter, making the conversion to closer. Ball 4. And the tying run is aboard in the 9th.
Myers didn't want that to happen. Myers just got a lot tougher on him. Leadoff hitter with speed on, nobody out. Let's see how the Pirates will play this now, where they try to move Tabata or sacrifice bunt, maybe play for a tie or let Walker swing. Let Tabata maybe run for it on his own. A lot of different options.
Walker doubled in the first inning and has scored the lone Pirates run this afternoon. That one ripped hard. Off the front of the camera wall. Just beyond the first base dugout. Strike 1 to Neal. Walker hitting .341 with men on base this season. .262 against right-handed pitching. And this one is into the corner. Around second and heading for third is Tabata. Walker on his way to second. And the Bucks in business in the bottom of the 9th with nobody out.
Yeah, we're looking at a walk-off situation now. Most definitely. Yeah, they've just been waiting for a little dramatic finish is all. That's all that's been going on. The leadoff walk, a hanging breaking ball, and Bucks are in business.
Neil Walker represents the winning run at second base.
Do they walk the bases loaded now?
Well, right now Brad Mills is discussing that very thing, because honestly McCutcheon's run doesn't mean anything. There's the hey dude, where's my car sign? Zoltan. But Neil Walker started. Hopefully it comes into play here. But McCutcheon's run doesn't mean anything if he puts him on, right?
That just means there's a force out at the plate instead of a tag play. But it also means that your pitcher then is locked into having to throw strikes. Can't work around anybody. There's pros and cons.
So they will walk McCutcheon and load the bases for Pedro Alvarez. And Pedro will have a big chance here to get the tying run in.
It always amazes me how Wandy Rodriguez is absolute cruising along. They make the change, and it changes the whole way the hitters are thinking. Guy that's been out there just stifling them the whole day. He's gone now.
Well, Pedro's done it before. We go back to August 7th, 2010, biggest homer of his career. Off Houston Street. Hit that one into the night to beat the Colorado Rockies. And we'll see if El Toro can do it again.
Just needs a single this time.
.417 against Brett Myers. 5 out of 12. Bases full of Bucks. Bottom of the 9th. Nobody out. Ball game on the line now. Strike 1 to Pedro. Off speed pitch by Myers. Jose Tabata, the tying run. He is at third base. Neil Walker, the winning run at second base.
How about the fact that the Astros are playing for a tie here?
And strike two to Pedro. Well, you'd figure the infield be in with nobody out. Got to cut down the tying run at the plate, but they're willing to trade 2 for 1, and
they're willing to tie this game. I don't understand that. On the road, well, there is no such thing as the book anymore. The book is long gone.
Pedro looking to put it in play here. All started out with a walk to Jose Tabata. Then Neil Walker a double into the right field corner. McCutchen intentionally walked. Bases are jammed up, nobody out. 2-1 Astros, bottom of the ninth. And Brett Myers looking in at Pedro Alvarez. Ball 1. Alvarez singled in the 4th. That was sandwiched around 2 strikeouts.
Got to get this ball put in play somewhere.
That one just missed. 2-2.
Had to throw that breaking ball in and just started it way too high.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Alvarez to left field. Tabata's going to tag. And here he comes. Jose Tabata scores. Pedro drives in the tying run.
He had the battle. He got into 2 strikes. Can't not go down on strikes. Got to get the ball put in play. You know, they were playing. The infield was back. Just about anything's going to at least tie this ball game.
Reaction from the Bucco bench. They know that this game will get extended or finished early in their benefit, perhaps. So the first blown save of the season for Brett Myers. And Alvarez, RBI number 16 to lead the club. And batting for McGee will be Nate McLouth. Look at his numbers against Myers. .429 with 3 home runs. And his job here is to get Walker in and win the game. 1 out, bottom of the ninth. Walker's double put him at second base. And McLouth shoots this one foul. Pirates have Brett Myers on the ropes here. Trying to come back. And McLouth strikes out looking. And that hurts.
I only saw 3 pitches.
Just could not pull the trigger on this pitch. That was a strike from the hand to the catcher's mitt.
Well, watch the location, too. I mean, that's fastball right there. Wasn't anything tricky about it.
So another pinch hitter for the Pirates. Navarro will have a seat. He was in the on-deck circle, and it'll be up to Alex Presley. A base hit for Presley, and the Pirates will try it with Walker from second base. 4 for 10 against Brett Myers. Pirates had the bases loaded, nobody out. They got 1 in. And that's inside for a ball. Pedro Alvarez with the sacrifice fly, scoring Tabata. Made it a 2-2 game. 2-0 to Presley. Alex Presley has seen more time off the bench than on the field in recent days. Now called upon to pinch hit in a crucial situation. 3-0.
Myers' control seems to kind of come and go this inning. Started off poorly and then found it. Was throwing nothing but strikes, and now he's gone away from it again. Presley hadn't seen anything to hit yet.
Juan Barajas on deck. And Presley awaits the 3-0 offering from Myers. 3-1 now. Well, Myers wants a conversation with Jason Castro, the catcher here. 5 for 10 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Does have a walk-off hit that came in the opening series against Philadelphia. Walker's the winning run, getting his lead from second. And a full count, so the runners will now be off to the races with the pitch.
And now takes away the play at the plate. Walker gets a running start. Pretty tough for anybody to throw him out unless it's just an absolute laser beam, one hopper right at an outfielder, and even then I don't think he could do it. A big advantage being able to run on the pitch.
The payoff, and Presley, a swinging bunt. Castro down to first, and we're going to extra innings. Pedro Alvarez drives in the tying run. Brett Myers blows his first save, and we're going to the 10th, even at 2.
Down on me because she, didn't start off very well, and I think she kind of, got in my head and said, "What are you doing? You're better than that." So she said, can't sit here with Grandpa and watch this crap right now. Come on, let's go. So, it was nice getting that save, and her second favorite player went 4 for 4 that day with a homer catch. So that was kind of cool too.
It's the top of the 10th. It's tied at 2s between the Astros and the Pirates, and Joel Hanrahan is back on the mound. He spent the last few days in Iowa with his family. His grandmother had passed away on Wednesday, got the save that night. Here he's in with the tie ball game. Just talked to him today about how important it was to spend time with his family, but how excited he was also to get back, play some baseball, and check out those shoes. He does have pink shoes, guys, in honor of Mother's Day and, of course, his grandma.
Yeah, it's good to have Joel back.
Well, Joel's got to keep this game tied and let us have a shot at winning it in the 10th. A great opportunity there for something with bases loaded, nobody out. We got one, the minimum of what we needed. It would have been nice to get that walk-off hit.
From the air to left center field, McCutchen calling for it. One gone as Castro flies out to start the 10th. Yeah, great to have Joel back. He's happy to be back and get on with the business of pitching and keep his mind off of his grandmother at times. But just a tough thing he had to go through this week for sure. Marwin Gonzalez takes a strike. Hammer in at 95 miles an hour. And the pitch. And a ground to third. Barajas playing first base. Makes the catch over there. And Barajas hasn't been out there for a while. July 9th, 2008 was his last appearance at first base. Barajas having to take over for McGee. McGee was pinch hit for by McLeod.
Matt Downs.
Down swings and misses. So the last time Barajas was at first, he was a Toronto Blue Jay. I don't know if he's borrowing that glove or not. More than likely he is. Barajas will end up leading off in the bottom of the 10th. Then Josh Harrison in the 9 spot.
Saw those numbers across the bottom of the screen. Downs pretty good pinch hitter. He's a dangerous guy coming off the bench in these situations.
McHenry's in the 9 spot, so he'll end up hitting third. 3-1 now to Downs. Joel Hanrahan getting the first 2 outs quickly. Fly to center and a ground ball to third. And a walk. Never good with 2 outs. So Matt Downs, the pinch hitter, trots down to first base. That'll bring up the top of the order, Jordan Schaefer. This game has been played in a slow but steady rain.
And now you're getting to that point now with the drizzle that for as many hours as it's been, things are probably getting a little sloppy out there. Looks to me you can see some shiny spots in the infield. Dirt's starting to show some dampness.
Strike 1 to Schaefer. Jim Joyce, the crew chief, met with the grounds crew in between the last half inning and okay to play for right now, but there's those shiny spots Bob's talking about. That's where the water begins to collect. Lifted to the left. And Alex Presley makes the running catch. But Joel Hanrahan retires aside, and the Pirates will come to the plate in the bottom of the 10th. But our center field camera guy, Bill Anderson, is not. Give him a lot of credit, but he's the first guy to get hit by the rain. He's up there so high. Here's Rod Barajas to start the 10th, and on Tuesday, a big hit. Third career walk-off home run. And Barajas got it done. And the Buccos came away with a large win over the Washington Nationals. Well, all three of his walk-off home runs in his career have all come during the month of May. By coincidence. Wilton Lopez, the pitcher, and Barajas' first ball swinging, pops it up. Carlos Lee chasing after it, and he's not going to get it. Take a look at Lopez, who appeared on Friday night in relief.
Pretty low whip, huh?
066. Yeah. Walks, hits, innings pitched. Rod lays off that one a little bit high.
That hasn't walked anybody, and that'll keep the whip down.
Barajas, broken bat, base hit. And the Pirates have the winning run aboard. Now here's the issue. If you're thinking about a pinch runner, you might have to get a relief pitcher or a starting pitcher to run for Barajas. And then Barmes, I beg your pardon. He's the last bench guy available. And Barmes, who did not start today, now gets into the ball game here.
Right off the very end of the bat, rip the bat apart. Kind of hit you need to get things going. Just a little lucky break. Literally a lucky break.
Way to go for Rod. 1 for 4 today. So Barmes pinch running at first base. Now Josh Harrison at the plate. Good looking bunt.
Whoa.
That one almost got away.
Man. Marvin Gonzalez, did you see where his leg was?
In a very unnatural position.
He laid it right across the bag. Watch the Gonzalez leg right over the top of the bag. Look, there's nowhere for Harrison to go. Well, he did kick it and he kicked his leg out of the way. Well, that could have been a disaster, maybe for both players. You get stepped on and, think you're full stride, step on top of all of that. Could have easily broken ankle.
Now the fourth, facing Wilton Lopez. Michael McHenry's first at bat today. Winning run in scoring position. Pitch up high for ball 1.
Need a hero.
189, his lone home run coming off the Dodgers' Chris Capuano on the first road trip. One-0 pitch. And that's a strike. McHenry thinking it's a little low. But knowing Michael, he was questioning Jim Reynolds as politely as possible.
Yes, I'm sure he was. He's got 2 left. Strike 1 is no big deal.
Down the right field side and a foul ball, strike 2. Joel Hanrahan would get the win if the Pirates can pull this off here. Two ball game, bottom of the 10th inning. Barmes off of second. Wilton Lopez delivers 1-2. Inside, count even. the 2-2 on the way. McHenry toward the middle. There is Gonzalez. Throws on to first. McHenry is out. But the winning run 90 feet away for Jose Tabata. Back to the top of the order for the Pirates. Tabata scored the tying run in the ninth after he was walked by Brett Myers. Pedro Alvarez got him in with a sacrifice fly.
Drying off the barrel of the bat. Never asked a hitter why they do that. They all do. But he's doing it again. They like the barrel of the bat dry for some reason.
There's the 1-0 pitch. And it's a ground ball wide to third.
They don't want that ball to slip off the bat. They want it to bite. Put real good backspin on it, maybe.
Last walk-off hit was off the glove of the Phillies' Chase Utley on June 3rd. See if he can do it again. 1-1 pitch from Wilton Lopez. That's a strike call. Lopez getting that low strike. That's a tough spot right there. Barmes represents the winning run. Check swing, and another pitch will come for Jose.
It's like Jose's got a little piece of foam around the thumb on his top hand, maybe dealing with a little bit of a bruise. You see hitters will do that every now and then. They try to protect that area. It absorbs a lot of shock if you get jammed.
Chance of Jose to the tune of ole, ole, ole. Like it. To right field. And Bogasevic will make the catch in the corner. And we're going to the 11th. Pirates strand the winning run 90 feet away. We're through 10. Pirates 2, Astros 2. Pirates bench. Intense, thinking this one was going to fall in, but they'll have to wait another inning. And the Pirates as we go to the top of the 11th inning. And Juan Cruz will take over on the hill. Pirates put on their bowling shoes and hit the lanes for their annual charity event, Bowling with the Bucks. Here are the players mic'd up. See you had the best technique and much more during this special Inside Pirates Baseball Bowling with the Bucks edition. Thursday at 6 here on Root Sports. So Cruz takes over there. And you see at first base in the background, Clint Barnes. This is his first major league appearance at first base. He was the last man on the bench today. Had to come in and run for Rod Barajas after the leadoff single in the bottom of the 10th inning. And now he gets the first baseman's glove for the first time ever. Jose Tabata at the plate. Thought he had his third career walk-off hit, but Bogusevic hauled it in the right field corner.
And Cruz has been very effective this year and picked up 3 saves already to this point of the season, which you wouldn't expect, but turned out to be a very good pickup by Neil Huntington going after the veteran reliever. There's crew chief making inquiries maybe into the weather. Umpires are out there, on that field the entire time. They don't get to go and look at radar maps or anything like that. They have to ask some questions so that they have an idea of what might be coming, or is it going to get heavier, lighter. They make the decision, but they're probably the last ones to know exactly what the weather is going to do.
Jed Lowry will lead off, the number 2 hitter in the Astros order. Switch hitter batting left-handed against the right-hander Cruz.
I don't know how they did it in the old days. I guess they just had to look up and take a guess. Yeah. Looks like it's going to rain.
Looks like rain. You ever get that feeling that it smells like rain? 0-1 pitch. A little bit high for Lowry. 1-1. Astros shortstop leading off here in the 11th. 2-1. Yeah, Cruz has never had more than 2 saves in a season before. He had 3 career saves, period, before this year. A couple of years ago in Kansas City, he had 2, and then back in 2002 with the Cubs, he had 1. So he's equaled his entire career output in saves just this season with the Bucks. Fly ball to center field. Plenty of room for McCutchen. One down. It's the second time Lowry's gone there. Lowry now 0 for 5 today. Justin Maxwell will face Cruz now. Be Maxwell's first at bat.
Played left field first couple of nights.
Took over for J.D. Martinez, who was 0 for 4. Breaking ball in for a strike. Kind of locked Maxwell up. One and one now to Maxwell. Cincinnati getting a run now in the first inning against Washington, trying to salvage a game in that 3-game set in Cincinnati. Chicago leading Milwaukee 5-2 in the 9th, and Atlanta on top of St. Louis 6-1 in the 7th. Maxwell lifts this one in the air to left center field. McCutchen. That ball had a little comeback on it, didn't it?
Because he just right off the head of the bat, so it wouldn't slip off, put all that spin on it.
There you go. He kind of hit a slider.
In between innings, John Wayner came in and talked to us for a little bit, and I said, hey, how come the hitters, they dry off the bats like that, him being an ex-hitter? And he said, I don't know, I guess because they look down, they see it's wet. So, oh, okay, that explains it.
There's always a reason, Bob.
Yeah, because it's wet.
Always a reason. 0-1 to Lee. Lee with 2 hits. He scored both of Houston's runs. Strike 2. Juan Cruz like to get out number 3 here and get the Pirates to the plate in the bottom of the 11th. McHenry wanted the ass, but he went down the wrong baseline at first, and Mike Estabrook said no, he didn't go. Bench coach Jeff Bannister been doing a lot of work with McHenry this week on his throwing. A couple of days in a row he's had him out doing different kinds of things. One drill they worked on was they had a fielder's glove on him throwing from the shortstop position. That's an angle that Michael needed to learn to throw from. 1-2. Ouch. I got the 4.
We have no other catchers. That's where you go. Come on, get up. You're all right.
Hurdle and Ben Potenziano up on the top step, asking if he's okay, and I wouldn't expect Michael to say anything else, but yeah, I'm fine.
That's for sure. Oh, got him on the inside of the knee. I originally thought that it got him in the foot, but the knee.
1-2 to Carlos Lee. To right field. Waiting for it is Tabata. 1-2-3 go the Astros in the 11th. McCutchen along with Walker and Alvarez. Pirates trying to make everybody go home happy as we're in the bottom of the 11th inning. Pirates tied it in the bottom of the 9th. And we're sitting at 2-2. The pink scorecard today as well. Nobody left on the bench. Well, the bench has been emptied.
Neal got that big hit in the 9th inning. He drove the ball down into the corner and sent Tabata all the way to third so he could score on the sac fly. Maybe he could get 2 big hits.
Wilton Lopez winds and delivers. Strike 1. Fastball at 91 to Walker.
I don't want much, just a home run.
That's all.
That's it. Just a home run.
Popped up. Will it get out of play?
It's out of play. Not a good catch.
Well, it's not like you get it. Well, you do get a second chance.
Second shot. There we go.
The Redeemer. Cameraman Terry roams the ballpark with a wireless camera. Couldn't make the bare hand play. Better not drop that camera, Terry. It'll come out of your check.
That's another thing about rainy days. Cameras get slippery.
That's right. 0-2 to Walker. Just foul. Mills going to try it with a dry bat this time.
Yep, he's dried it off twice. And kind of feels it a little bit, see if it's dry. It's going to be, they want to put spin on the ball. I can't think of any other reason. But they all do it. I don't think we've seen anybody go up there that hasn't kept the head of the bat dry.
Walker goes down on strikes.
Off-speed pitch. And it wasn't only that it was bouncing. I think if it had been in the strike zone, it looked like Neal was way out in front of it.
So Andrew McCutchen now will have an opportunity. Kutch had an RBI double in the first inning. He's been intentionally walked and grounded out twice.
I want a double. I want a home run. I want to see somebody just jog around the bases.
I'm with you. I like that. He's got a walk-off hit this year. It was also against the Phillies in the season's opening series. Outside for ball one. What a week Kutch has had. He's had 3 homers this week. 11 hits. Two 2-0. Kutch came up in the 9th with runners at second and third, and Brad Mills elected to walk him. Pedro Alvarez got the sacrifice fly that scored Tabata to tie it. 2-1. Well, the Mother's Day Marathon continues here at PNC Park. Pirates trying to conclude it. Now even to McCutchen. Wilton Lopez ready to deliver the 2-2 pitch. Fouled off.
You can see why Lopez hasn't walked anybody in the middle of May. He comes right at you. It's inevitable, though. He's going to walk somebody. Has to happen.
Strikes out McCutchen.
Kept throwing fastballs. This one definitely was up out of the strike zone a little bit. On the letters.
Pedro Alvarez will not face Lopez.
Yeah, he'll not get a chance. He's going to have to face a lefty.
Brad Mills takes out Lopez. Did a pretty good job. And the lefty coming on to face Alvarez in the bottom of the 11th. Of the 11th inning. Brad Mills has these players left on the bench and in the pen. Altuve, Snyder, right-handed hitters. Buck, a left-handed hitter. And in the bullpen, Carpenter, Cruz, Lyon, Fernando Rodriguez, and Fernando Abad. Wesley Wright takes over with 2 down in the bottom of the 11th. The left-hander will face Pedro Alvarez.
Now, this is his 17th game. He's only thrown 7 2/3 innings. He is definitely a specialist, a guy that comes in just to get lefties out. That's why he has all those partial innings. And he does his job. He's only given up 2 base hits to left-hand hitters. I think that's in about, I just looked at it, now I forgot, 18, 19 at bats. 19 at bats.
Alvarez hitting .273 against lefties. There's this one foul for strike 1. Alvarez with a base hit in the 4th and a sacrifice fly and an RBI in the 9th inning that tied it up.
The Astros definitely concerned with the long ball right here with Alvarez, and that's why they wanted to bring in their best guy from the bullpen as far as getting out left-hand hitters. They didn't want to take a chance.
Well, that's a tough one to hit. Alvarez got to one of the other tough lefties in the league, Johnny Venters of Atlanta. Kevin Correa in the on-deck circle. Pedro strikes out. Tons of movement on that pitch from Wesley Wright. We'll go to the 12th. 2-2. The bottom of the 9th. Here's who's left. That's it. Nobody left on the bench. Everybody's been used.
I thought it was who's on first.
Jared Hughes and Chris Resop, the only relievers remaining. Remember, Daniel McCutcheon went on the disabled list today. And Brad Lincoln not available. He's going to start tomorrow's game in Miami. And Terry with the brand newfangled rain hat.
Improvising.
It's Bill Murillo. See Billy all the time. And braving the elements today. Mags staying dry, I think. There's Bill Anderson, who I told you before, the raindrops hit first. He's at the high altitude above the batter's eye. Hey, Chad. See, Rico's covered up. He's got the best seat in the house for a camera guy. Brian Bogusevic facing Tony Watson. Ball one. Bogusevic. Base hit in the 7th, walked in the 9th, and was doubled off when Chris Johnson hit a hot shot down to McGee, who was then playing first base. Casey made a leaping grab, and then on his way down, tagged Bogusevic for the unassisted double play.
Watson's stats for the season so far. Looking at a win. Like to go to 3-0.
Looper out to Josh Harrison. 1 out. I'm hoping this is the last inning, Bob, because my scorebook only goes up to 12 innings, and I got to start a new page.
Well, what do? You just go to a new page, or you put an extension on?
No, I do a whole other page. It's raining so hard we can't even see them all. Hard-working crew outside, and the gypsies inside the truck sipping hot cocoa.
Trailer.
Yeah, they're nice and warm and dry. Maybe a little chilly because of the air conditioning. And the guys out working the cameras, they don't feel for them in the trailer one bit. Chris Johnson, 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. 2-0. Arms never get tired.
Root.
2-0 to Johnson. Fouls it off 2-1. You know, both of Watson's wins have been of the vulture variety.
We'll have to earn this one. That's a nice sign there, that Root Sports sign.
It's well done.
Very well. It looks professionally done. You could sell that sign.
Strike two. Working hard today. Letting everybody know where the game's on.
That's an angel. I mean, look at that sign. That's impressive. Where is the sign store at that you can get these professionally made signs?
I don't know, but I'm sure somebody we know knows. Maybe that's a sign the Pirates are going to win in the 12th. See, Lacey's got the umbrella going.
Well, you guys are talking about the trailer staying dry, but I know you are up there. I'm looking at you, and you're not holding an umbrella. So we're trying to stay warm and dry here as much as we can. But Bob Walk, I was just wondering if you could find that sign store for me. I will make you a sign, but you got to help me find it.
Oh, big strikeout rung up there.
Johnson. Yeah, he's gonna get run.
Barking at Mike Estabrook, first base umpire.
Ooh, he is going to get run. He's on the edge.
Well, Brad Mills had to come out.
You have to keep him in the game. Head. You're in the 12th inning. You have to use your head. You got to be smart.
And now Jim Reynolds visiting with Brad Mills. But Brad Mills had to come out and protect Johnson. He needs to keep him in the game. He's already used his other third baseman, Matt Downs.
A nice quick call. McHenry immediately pointing real fast. That's when you're going to get those calls, when you come down there right away.
Here's Castro. He goes to left field, and Presley lines it up.
Got a man there.
And Tony Watson retires him in order. Pirates trying to win it in the bottom of the 12th when we return to wet PNC Park. rolls on. Houston and the Pirates, the final game of a 3-game set, tied at 2. And Rob King and Kent Tekulve still waiting around.
They're dry. Look at that.
Look at that. You can ask Teak a question, too. Just don't ask him how the weather is. 412-412 is what you do to text Teak. Message and data rate supply. Maybe Teak knows where the sign store is.
Gotta ask him.
Gotta ask Teak. That's why he's there to answer your questions. All right. James McDonald will come up. Pirates out of bench players, so now McDonald comes up for his first pinch hitting appearance. Facing Wesley Wright. And he foul tips it into the glove of Castro. So McDonald has an 082 career average. He's got a 167 average this year. And the 0-1 to him. Let that one go, and it's outside. 1-1. Remember, McDonald used to be a position player when he was in the lower minor leagues with the Dodgers. He was an outfielder. And they converted him to the mound. Tried to bunt his way on. That's a strike.
Trying to use some of that outfielder speed.
Two and two.
Having a pretty decent at bat, really. Not chasing anything.
No. Now Chris Resop getting loose for the Pirates. Only Jared Hughes remains after Resop, so Pirates hoping to get something done this inning. Strike 3. McDonald down on strikes. And the last 4 Pirates have struck out in a row. Wright's got the last 2, and Lopez the 2 before that.
This will probably be Wright's last hitter, you would think. All right-handers coming up after this.
Strike 1 to Alex. Constantly trying to bunt his way aboard in the 9th. Swinging bunt. Goes down the left field side, and that is out of play. Nothing in 2 to Presley. 2-2 in the bottom of the 12th, and the Pirates hoping to have a happy flight down to Miami for 2 games with the Marlins starting tomorrow night. Nice job. That's the way to do it.
That is awesome. It's a good man.
Foul ball. Alex Presley trying to get on base. Buccos need a base runner. More importantly, need a run. Series even at a game apiece. Here's the pitch. Presley shoots that one foul. Game gone final now in Milwaukee as the Cubs have won that one. Chicago winning 8-2.
It won't be long. The only games left will be, well, I guess the Cincinnati game's still just in the 3rd. Everything else can be out on the coast. West Coast.
Foul ball. Cincinnati and the Nationals delayed in Cincinnati. Now in the top of the third inning, Washington with a 2-1 lead. They're looking for a weekend sweep. And Atlanta ahead of St. Louis 7-1 in the top of the ninth. Nothing in 2 to Alex Presley. 2-2, bottom of the 12th. Right pitch gets away, 1-2. A bunch of final scores out there, and you feel good for Minnesota in a way. They won their 10th game. They've had the major league's worst record.
I think Ryan Doman knocked in the winning run in that one.
They're now 10-24 after beating the Blue Jays 4-3. Presley strikes out looking. And now the Pirates are battling the strikeout. That's 5 strikeouts in a row. Defense hasn't had to do anything for almost 2 full innings.
Now, Alex has had a tough time on getting called out on strikes on borderline pitches. He's not getting any calls. The calls are all going to the pitchers. As you could see by the strike zone, that one was a couple inches off the plate. It's just in one of those bad areas right now. Everything's going against him.
Clint Barmas will be up next. Brad Mills will make a double switch here. Be back in a moment. Clint Barmas will be the hitter. Face a new pitcher in the double switch. Now Marwin Gonzalez moves from second base over to third base. Chris Johnson taken out of the ball game. Jose Altuve over to second base. And the pitcher Fernando Rodriguez now will be batting in Johnson's spot. At least he's put in that spot in the order. Clint Barmas with 2 outs in the bottom of the 12th against his former teammates. There is Altuve. So Fernando Rodriguez on the hill now, the right-hander, and the pitch. Barmas takes low for ball 1. Wesley Wright comes in for 1 full inning, strikes out 3. And Barmas loops one down the left field side. That's a base hit. And the Pirates have the winning run aboard and in scoring position. Oh boy.
How about that? It didn't look like a double off the bat, but absolute perfectly placed. Ball gets way inside. Jammed him. Could hear the bat. I think that bat broke. Didn't sound good. Didn't matter if Maxwell picked it up cleanly or not. He wasn't going to be able to get Barmas. Didn't look like Barmas was going to stop either. They were going to make him throw him out.
Double number 8 for Barmas, and now Josh Harrison a chance with 2 outs.
Just a hit away from ending this one.
Pirates with the winning run at second. The pitch. And a base hit. Here comes Barmas around third. The throw at the plate. Not in time. Pirates win. Pirates win. A walk-off winner for Josh Harrison. 3-2.
Well, Tim, this one was literally all hands on deck, wasn't it? Everybody got involved. The benches were empty. And you got to feel good for Harrison right there, but also for Barmas, who's really been struggling. Clint to get that base hit, dig hard all the way to second, get himself in scoring position. Very important for him and obviously the team.
Josh Harrison sends everybody home happy on Mother's Day.
Barmas got a little wide out on the grass, but didn't make any difference. Still got in there, no problem whatsoever. Probably some real tough footing going around third. Hard to make a real sharp cut with the grass and the mud. Bench went wild. Rubber game is in the W column.
Josh Harrison, the hero of the Mother's Day Marathon. Lacey Collins standing by with Jay Hay.
Josh, what did that feel like?
Exciting. Anytime you have a game like this, you want to be put in a position to come through with something.
AJ Burnett giving you the cream pie face and saying, "Dada boy." How does that feel?
I wouldn't trade it for anything right now. It's a great team win. We had a great guys come out the pen and hold the lead for us, and we just kept chipping away. And thank God I was put in a position and came through.
Hip hip hooray, Josh, happening right now. 12 innings. You guys are pulling through the rain. How about all these fans still in the stands?
It's amazing. We appreciate all of you. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Special one to my mom, Granny, aunt, and my cousin, and we appreciate you all.
You can enjoy this win. You guys are about to get on the road, 2 in Miami, but how does this feel with the rain pouring down? Can you even feel anything right now, Josh?
No, I'm still excited. I really don't know what's going on right now. But it's good to get a series win and head into Miami with some momentum.
Go enjoy it. Guys, back to you.
Thank you very much, Lacey. Congratulations to Josh Harrison and the Pirates as they come away with a hard-fought series win. Took them 12 innings to get it done. Barmas sliding across for the game winner after he got it going with a 2-out double and some 2-out magic delivered by Harrison. Let's send it over to our post-game crew in Section 103, Rob King and Kent Ticovey.
All right, Tim and Bob, thanks very much. More drama. There's been so much drama at PNC Park this year, Teak, with all the walk-off wins for the Buccos. This one coming in 12 innings. Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. Once again, the offense, Teak, it took them a while to grind it out, but the pitching was so good they were able to keep in the game before they were finally able to scratch one across in the 12th.
Right. I mean, first of all, AJ